Hello everybody, my name is DarkCat53 and I'm here today to explain why Mercy is a terrible character. And if you're playing her, she's an active hindrance to your team in most compositions. Everybody around me, all of my friends, seem to be in a mass hysteria and think that Mercy is a viable option in the current uh, meta or current like competitive setting. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that she's just not as impactful as any other support on the roster. Like, even a Moira could possibly provide more value than Mercy, though not by much. Um, I just want to go over why I think, like, yeah, whatever. Let me get into it. So, I guess I'll start with like everything I get. She's 225, she's squishy. Um, Caduceus staff, 55 per second base, 65 per second Valkyrie. Now the problem with this is not that it's because it's not burst healing. It's you're gonna be sitting here for around 3 seconds getting your target to an acceptable health range in order to actually get value. So you're stuck healing the single target for 3 seconds till they get to their normal health while they're taking damage, and you can't blue beam because you're healing. Now, of course, she has since received Flash Heal, which is 60 health above half health and 120 below half health. So you can get them to an acceptable health range pretty quickly with this ability, but the ability is on a 12-second cooldown. So it's just not going to have enough uptime to deal with the fast-paced brawl or dive compositions. Now, she is good in poke because you can play slower and you can have these angles that are beneficial for resurrects and etc. But the burst healing is what's like necessary. Like if I'm Kiriko, I'm healing this person to 130 in like a second and a half. I can heal this person, hit 2 kunais, heal them again, and I haven't lost any value. Heal, kunais, and that is more value than if you had a blue beam or you like stood here for like 3 seconds and then you switch to blue beam and then they shoot and they don't even get that much damage because it's only 25% this season. She recently got a nerf. So, and you don't even have to hit the headshots to deal that much damage. 60 damage is a substantial amount. But of course, it's always better if you hit 120. But so I'm saying, like, you could play Kiriko, you could play Juno, you could play Ilari, you could play Brig, you could play Ana, you could play Lucio. All of these characters, even Mizuki, Mizuki is really good right now, would be so much better than Mercy, and they would get so much more value because they can heal, attack, you know, like they can do multiple things at once, whereas Mercy is locked in her healing state and she's locked to one playstyle. And if she's being played while being forced into a dive composition with a Winston or Diva or a brawl situation where you have Zarya, Ryan, like it's just gonna suck for the tank because they have to rely on the second support to worry about them and the rest of the team, while Mercy and her hit scan are taking an angle on the side. Now, I want to say that Mercy is not all that used. As I mentioned before, like she's good on Circuit Royale, she's good on Junkertown, she's good on Havana, she's good on these long range maps where hit scans are prominent, and the value from getting a resurrect is easier because she can actually pull it off without much contesting. Now, most of the players, I know it's not fair to say, to use it as an argument, but most of the players don't seem to understand that fact and why she would be useless in those situations, because they don't really tend to think about it that much. They think, oh, Mercy and her perceived res is a lot of value because, oh my god, Resurrect is a really good ability. It just prevents someone from, or it lets someone come back to life. But they don't think about the nuance of, oh, getting that ability off in the first place. Is it even worth it? Have we lost the team fight? After I get the res off, positionally, are they just gonna get run over anyways? There's a lot of nuance when it comes to that kind of ability that isn't really thought about, and you're just not gonna find as much value as if you just, I don't know, if you had like a bath lamp, or if you like prevented someone from dying with a Suzu, because you can get so much value out of Suzu, better than a Resurrect 100% of the time. And also just like playing your positions well. Good positioning can save you from dying in the first place, and if you don't have that, or if you have teammates that kind of suffer from that, your fix as a support shouldn't be to be like, oh, I should probably play Mercy, so if they die, I can resurrect them and fix their mistakes. No, you should help them with like speed boost or getting them into better positions, like letting them move around, or like having any burst healing to save them, or cooldowns that can stop people from diving on top of them, etc. But Mercy has nothing. She has a burst heal that's on a 12-second cooldown, and it's just not good enough. She's power crept by every other support in the roster, and yeah. So another thing is, she has Guardian Angel. She may as well not even have this gun, by the way. Like, it's just never coming out. You're never pulling out the pistol and getting value out of it. Like, is it better to heal someone or shoot someone with the pistol? You'd probably rather be healing them because they can do more damage than you. So it just may not even exist. She has Guardian Angel. Now, I think this ability is useless because what you should be doing as a support is playing cover anyways. You should have vision of your allies, and like cover should be within like second of you, and you can, you know, see everybody on the battlefield, essentially. Sorry if I'm like mentally lagging. It's 3 a.m. and I decided to make this video. Another day, another battlefield. So I'm gonna get into an example, but I'm just saying, like, any other support can do so much more than Mercy, and it's just not even close. So I'm gonna actually give you an example. I'm gonna go to this match I had on Dorado. I'll find it. Mhm. Here it is. No, it's not. Oh, there we go. So let's go over the composition. We have a Mizuki, Mercy, Genji, Winston, and what's her name? Binda. We are going a heavy dive comp and we are an attack Dorado. Our main objective on this map is to clear this top lane because the hit scans are going to play up there. And we need them dead, or else we cannot push this cart. Now, our composition is kind of terrible in the sense that we have two flex DPSs. We should have had a Cassidy or Sojourn over this Vendetta, and we should have had a high mobility support that it can actually have impact instead of Mercy or Mizuki. Now, I'll just play it. So we start out, I go up top, Genji, and I'm just gonna say like we cannot, or as a Mercy, like you're not getting value in this situation over any other support. Like you just cannot do much. Our Genji's gonna dive this, and we're gonna get the kill on this Widow. But past that, you can't really even do it. She's stuck over here lost. She's yellow beaming everybody, and our Ven gets unlucky, gets stuck inside the bubble, the Freya. She dies, even though Mercy was trying to heal her. Now, if she had burst healing, maybe the Vendetta would have lived. If she had a Suzu, maybe the Vendetta would have lived. If she had an Ononade, if she had Bap Lamp, Bap Shift, Bap Grenade, if she had like any sort of burst healing, she would have lived. But she dies. And it's not like she can use her ability res in this situation because she's 95 health. And the entire team is surrounding us. The ball is in our back line. We got their Mizuki over here. And I think Kiriko's to the right. Can't tell. But that is our situation. We are surrounded. She cannot get that res off, no matter what. She's going to fly up. She's going to get shot by the Freya, and she dies. All the while, she had no impact with her staff at all. We had a yellow beam on me, couldn't save the Ven, and full health Genji gets blue beamed, and nothing happened there. Now, in that situation, what could you have done better as a Mercy to even get value? I personally think that even if she did play perfectly as a Mercy, like if she was blue beaming that Genji before she died, there's just no way that playing at the pace of the dive composition that she can really get value. And she's gonna force Mercy, even though dive is essential for clearing out Dorado. If you're not playing dive on Dorado, if you're not playing that high ground, you are trolling. All right, and here we get staggered, and we're just gonna wait for everybody to group up so we can take a team fight. Onran almost dies, and then she gets picked off by Kiriko. Now, Kiriko is a hero that can do whatever the fuck she wants because she's Kiriko, and she has two get out of jail free cards as an ability. She has Suzu and she has fucking TP. she can get in our back line and she can fuck over the Mercy as bad as she wants. And here's another thing. Not only is Mercy bad working with dive, she's bad working against dive. So this ball, this ball, this Kiriko, this Onron, this like whole composition is gonna fuck over this Mercy, and she's gonna keep forcing it because she thinks uh her hero can have an impact here. Now, yeah, there's just nothing you can really do in this situation, and I feel like hero shooters are meant to have these matchups where certain heroes are just not viable, and characters are not going to be viable in certain like balance patches and etc. All right, so we blue beam or we yellow beam this Genji, get him to full health, and a yellow beam on me. If Kiriko was here instead, I would have been full health, or I would have been closer to full. Instead, I'm stuck on critical as Winston because we just can't output enough healing to deal with the tempo of the fight. Gets stuck behind here, she gets a res off. I'm stuck critical, she loses sight of me even up top. And then I finally reach full health after the team fight's over. Ball's gonna dive on our Mizuki, and he gets saved by my bubble, but if I didn't bubble, he would have died. Most certainly, because she's on cooldown for her ability, and she has no burst healing. Whereas if you were Kiriko in this situation, Mizuki wouldn't die even if you were just primary healing him. Alright, so we restage the dive, we need to push up, take space, and then I get stuck terribly in a bad position because I am half health. Like, oh, oops. Fuck. In this position, I jump up because I'm half health right here. I have no burst healing, I have no peel. My only position is jump up or walk back and waste my cooldown jumping back, but I just jump up so I can take less damage and possibly get some peel, but I just come back down critical and there's nothing I can do. And the Genji dies here as well. Like, he's full health, but he gets bursted down, and then he's shot with a Freya, and she just can't do anything. She cannot do anything. She can't even get the res off because they took the space. Alright, so we're back again. She wastes her ability on Honoran to get her to full pre-fight. So she won't have her ability ready in 4 seconds, so we have to play a little bit slower. I switched to Ramatra here because I figured my Mercy Mizuki backline is just not gonna help with the situation we're dealing with. I would have loved to play Winston the entire time, but unfortunately we can't really do much with this backline, and yeah. So I try and play a little bit slower with Ramatra. Can't even get them to full. And then this is where you're about to see the worst, the most like just watch. Now, on one hand, you can say, oh, it's just your DPS sucking because you missed every shot. But on the other hand, I say, if this Mercy was any other character, they could have dealt damage and then killed that Freya, that 1 health Freya instead. and they also would have been able to save the Genji. I just, uh, it's so silly, and like she's not gonna get any value with Blue being here because it's Genji. He's in there taking damage. He's in there brawling, and you're just not gonna be able to get any value out of Blue beam. She's stuck on yellow beam because she kind of has to, and Genji's gonna die even with her burst healing. She used her burst healing, and it's still not enough. Kiriko or Lucio just gets a few hits in, and then bam, that guy's gone. That guy was ISO'd. It was a 2v1, and they couldn't do anything. But yeah, I also want to mention, because I didn't mention it earlier, but we have a 30% DPS passive against healing. So if someone gets attacked, they are going to take 30% less healing. I'm not sure if it does it in practice range. Let me actually see. Yeah, it doesn't do it in practice range because these people are getting attacked and it still does 60. But she's going to be doing even less healing in combat when people are getting attacked. So it's just not viable. It's not viable at all. If you don't have burst healing, you are just terrible in this current meta. And I really hope that you guys can understand and realize my position on this, and hopefully you agree with me that these things are just not acceptable. They're not viable at all. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. See ya.